The list is not comprehensive, and one may find he or she is a criminal for any number of other reasons. There are several ways to absolve yourself from crimes and have the label of criminal lifted. Die. Dying will remove your criminal status. However, this is not usually a desirable option. Bribe a Templar. Templars have the power to pardon any criminal, and may or may not do so if bribed. Leave the city. The lists of criminals which Templars maintain is large, and number one, the large. And after a while, people will usually forget your crime. This can take as long as several weeks, however, which are best spent in another city or in hiding. Spend time in the dungeons. One can pay his or her crime in the city prisons by turning oneself in, by being caught, or by allowing oneself to be caught. See help no save. Note that a prison sentence does not elapse while you are not logged in onto your character. Notes penalties for crimes are generally much more severe for non-citizens than for citizens. It was a particularly bad idea to be caught committing a crime in somewhere other than your character's hometown. Okay, I won't read about stealth. Next will be things I haven't yet read myself. Chronology of the known world, as compiled by house slaves of Warriek. The old the old council of kings begins to decay. In the final meeting, the kings and Avengions of old, the council unanimously votes to dissolve itself. Not known time. The time is not known. The empire, which apparently encompasses all the land between Randriath and the river Yen El Tun, even unto the darkness in the Broken Rim Mountains, disintegrates into feudal dukedoms. Years of territorial war follow. Interesting. So this known world was at some point a real what are they called? Well, it's a real big city civilization, something like that. Not known. Time not known. The dragon arrives in Golgrafu and quickly seizes power. There is little resistance. Some accounts indicate that the lands were given over to the dragon in a dark pact of betrayal. Servants of the dragon roam the earth, crushing all opposition. Time not known. The dragon rules the known world for 400 years. Most life poisoned by the dragon's magic spread black plagues among the populations. Elves, dwarfs and men scatter to the furthest reaches of the realm to avoid the terrible dragon, his dread servants, and the killing plagues which accompanied them. The dragon also time not known. The dragon, for reasons unknown, departs the known world. The empire of the dragon, unable to function, crumbles within 5 years. 77 year 0 age 2. First age ends. Age 3. Interesting. There are lots of ages, lots and lots of them. Nomadic tribes begin to settle at Vrun Drive and Golgrafu, and when the third age ends in 61 years from that. 49 years. Actually, 59, I can't calculate. The powerful years later, the powerful chieftain Quintus Tectolnus conquers and unites the tribes at Vrun Drive into a small kingdom. The tribes called Droombringer, Tan Muak and Shadow are among the conquered. Actually, I shall only read the age. Fourth age ends. Age 5. Quintus's son, aged 22, treacherously slays his father and assumes control of a kingdom now called Alanak. Age 5. Work begins on the walls of the city-state of Alanak at Vrun Drive. Age 5. Rumors reach Alanak that at least one servant of a dragon still abides in the known world. Fifth age ends. Age 6. Okay, I have to check. Okay. A hitherto unknown warrior named Mag-Atep sacks the 12 tribes at Golgrafu with an army of terrible barbarians out of the northwest. The tribes called the Elves of Malok and the twin warlocks are among the conquered. The city-state of Tuluk begins to rise under Utep, the Sun King. Age 6. Nearly 100 years of warfare grips the Northlands as Utep wages campaigns of conquest and expands his domain. 6th age ends. 7th age ends. 8th age ends. Okay, something like 166 years of nothing happening. And actually 12 more, because that wasn't really anything important either. Age 9. The armies of the city-states of Alanak and Tuluk clash at Vindek-Hazen, east of the Red Desert. The battle is short and inconclusive. During the war, a black fortress is discovered in the sands. It is believed to be the home of Luir Dragon's Thrall, last living servant of the dragon. So is that the Luir's outpost, or what was it? I'm pretty sure it was Luir's outpost. Yes, Luir's outpost. Age 9. The city-state of Steinal rises in the far east under the vile sorcerer Valasurus. 9th age ends. Age 10. Tectolnus confronts Luir Dragon's Thrall deep in the obsidian mines of Alanak. By use of incredible magics, Tectolnus buries Luir under 99 cords of rock. 10th age ends. 11th age ends. Age 12. The armies of Alanak and Tuluk crash on the scrub plains near the shield wall. What was shield wall actually? It's probably not here. Let's search for it. The shield wall is a rock formation which trisects the known world into the Southlands, the Northlands and the Tablelands. The elevation of the Southlands is considerably higher, as are all lands south of the shield wall and the north of the Sea of Eternal Dust. What does the QV mean? I don't know. and that of the tablelands or northlands. Many scholars have speculated on why this is so. One such hypothetical proposition being that the realms north of the shield wall were once in fact the bed of a large sea of water. One would expect, however, that if one travelled north far enough, he or she should find the opposite shore of this dry sea, another shield wall to the far north. This has never been proven to exist, and so any such beliefs remain untested. A shield wall tends to separate weather patterns somewhat, especially blocking the storms of the red desert from entering the scrub plains. Several large cracks do exist, however, and so a certain amount of spillover does occur. Cracks in the shield wall or something. Spillover of the dust storms, probably. Okay, I was there. The battle continues inconclusively. Or was I there? I must have been, because I read about the shield wall. The battle continues inconclusively for an entire year. The dragon, age 12, the dragon appears in Tuluk, and an obscure exchange occurs between Mak-Ateb and the dread beast. At least 1/4 of Tuluk is destroyed by the dragon. Afterward, the dragon once again departs the known world. The 12th age ends. Age 13. The well-known dune traders of the realm begin to organize into merchant companies. Age 13. The ancient tribes begin to reclaim their identities. The elves of Malok, the Shadow Clan, and the Doombringers, the Tan Muak, and the Twin Warlocks all resurface in various places across the realm. By the way, I don't think my character will have went to any schools, so this is pretty much something my character would not know. So, well, this is pretty much all extra stuff that I'm reading now. So, but I will try to forget them when I am actually playing with this character. I'll try my best at least. Age 13. The ancient tribes begin to reclaim their identities. The elves of Malok, the Shadow Clan, the Doombringers, the Tan Muak, and the Twin Warlocks all resurface in various places across the realm. 13th age ends. Age 14. Feudalism experiences a resurgence as the ancient tribes occupy and rule various parts of Uteb's and Tectolnes' kingdoms. Small wars take place between as ancient tribes occupy and rule various parts of Uteb's and Tectolnes' kingdoms. So their defenses have failed when Uteb and Tectolnes, they have probably gone lax or something, I don't know. Something like that. Small wars take place between tribes over territorial disputes. Age 14. The armies of Alanak and Steinar clash just west of the Great Salt Flats. Enraged, Tectolnes summons powerful magics and puts down Valasurus, burying both him and the destroyed city of Steinar under the sands. Steinar. Was that the warlock or something like that kingdom? Steinar. Actually, I have to remember that I was age 14, year 54. I have to check the city. While sorcerer, Valasurus. Well, I had some sort of idea. So Steinar doesn't exist anymore, or also both, well, Tectolnus at least is under the sands right now. But I thought he was still a leader. No. Or do they just follow his orders even now, even still? 14th age ends. Age 15. The clan wars begin. Pressed beyond the limits, the Shadow Clan claims right of revenge against the elves of Malok for the death of one of their number. The elves refuse to admit guilt and war is begun. The Doombringers and the Tan Muak, through conflicts of their own, also enter into the war, as do the twin warlocks. Age 15. The last members of the ancient tribes are presumed dead. The fierce warfare between the tribes deprives them of sufficient numbers to survive, and the clans vanish. Feudalism declines, accompanied by a rise in mercantilism. 15th age ends. Age 16. Merchant house Cadius establishes an emporium in Tuluk. Other houses quickly form and follow suit in both Tuluk and Alanak. Age 16. The clerical orders begin to rise. For unknown reasons, the powers of the elements experience greater access to the elemental planes. 16th age ends. Age 17. Mercantilism grows extremely rapidly. By 1301, almost all of the economy is in the hands of merchant houses. Age 17. For the first time in 500 years, contact is established with the Kaishuzen mantis clutch. A minor amount of trading between the mantises and civilized people begins, but once more, after a few short years, the mantises seclude themselves from further contact. 17th age ends. Age 18. Without warning, Tectolnus bans the use of spies in Alanak. Tensions begin to grow between House Krag, who controls the spies, Truk and Alanak. The village of Redstone East is formed by a collection of rebellious Alanaki farmers. Surprisingly, no reaction from the Alanaki Template takes place, so it is assumed that the action of the farmers is sanctioned. Alanaki farmers formed the Redstone East. Good to know. 18th age ends. Age 19. The first defiler in over 1500 years is found and killed outside of Tuluk. Ancient texts resurface which detail much of defiler magic. The joint forces of Clearwater's Oasis tribe and the Ironsword clan attack Alanak's obsidian mine, managing to free the slaves. Thrain Ironsword dies in the battle along with several Templars. After the attack, the Clearwater's Oasis tribe joined by a horde of former slaves, lay siege to Alanak.